How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is my top 5 mods here for FS25. These are the ones that I consider to be the best of the best, and are the ones that I struggle if I don't have available to me. Now, these are the ones that are available so far for FS25, so we might get some more later on that'll change this whole list around, but for right now, these are what I think are the best of the best. But first, before we get into the list, let's take a look at some honorable mentions. The Lizard Subsoiler MT by Black Sheep Modding. And this is the Lizard Subsoiler MT, and the reason why this thing is so amazing is because not only was this one of the first straight edge plows that we got here in FS25, but there's so many little party tricks that this thing has that isn't supposed to happen, but it just happens. And yeah, it's all going to be down to the individual player and how they want to use this. You can use this as either just a kind of basic plow with a straight edge that you don't have to worry about, or you can use it in not so traditional fashions. We'll put it that way. So where can you find this? Well, first off, you can find it here under Soil Cultivation category Plows. And you can see it is right down here, the Lizard Subsoiler MT mod, the MT series. It comes in a 6, 9, and 12 meter configuration. And what's great about this is that it says 260 horsepower is required, 320 is required, and 340 for each of these individual lengths. Now, what is so funny about this is that's kind of a relative term, kind of. So if I just take a look really quick, the 6MT, the small one, requires 260 horsepower. Okay, fine and dandy, why not? But let's say I don't have 260 horsepower. I don't know. Let's say we have only 171 horsepower or 131 horsepower with this little Fent here. We'll start out small, right? Let's go ahead and purchase this little Fent and hop into it. We'll fire this up, and we're going to go connect to the far subsoiler down here on this end. Now, nice thing about this is when you connect to it, it folds away and it is no wider than your tractor. You got the tines that stick out just a little bit beyond, but not by far. It's not the end of the world when it comes to this particular plow. Now, starting out, before we even get to a field, one of the reasons why this one is so good is because we start out here. These are our base plows. They're all these chiselback plows. And for those who are not familiar with these things plow at a specific angle away from the tractor. So the larger you are, the more aggressive that angle is and the further it sticks out. Now, the problem with that is that when you're trying to plow out things, these three base game plows, the Pottinger and the Agrimaz, they're not too bad because they're permanently fixed out to the rear of the tractor. It's not a big deal. They'll just kind of sit at a certain position. You eventually kind of get accustomed to it. But these two, the Lemken and Convernland, these are on their own tire system. So what happens is that you can get pivoted around to different angles and doing all sorts of different stuff. And you're just having to sit there and struggle to try and get anything. And not only that, but then you try and make your own fields or cut into the dirt your own way. It gets really, really tough. So one thing I'm going to do just really quickly is I'm going to go ahead and purchase this field. So again, I'm in a tractor that's significantly underpowered for this particular plow. Significantly. It said 260. I think I have 131. I'm going to start out down here and drop this down and get to pulling. And look at that. Not even a moment's hesitation. But let's say I want to not have this on the front of my tractor. Let's say, I'm sorry, not on the rear of my tractor. Let's say I want this on the front for some reason. Let's say I have a 6 meter implement in the front like I do here with the plow, And let's say I have another 6-meter implement in the back. Well, check this out. Here we go. Just pushing along. But you can see how I kind of really didn't get up to, any kind of specific speed. I was kind of struggling there. But what if I were to do something like this? What if I were to reverse back up to this where the tines are backwards? Well then, all bets are off. Because now, not only am I able to power through, but if I drop this back down, look at that, 12 miles an hour. I'm not even struggling. If I put this on the front in reverse, it does the same exact thing. I'm not even hesitating. I'm getting every mile per hour I can out of this plow. And again, I'm already underpowered with this size of a plow. What happens if I go and grab the big boy, but I put it in reverse? I sit there and throw the tines in reverse. Again, it's going to plow. It's going to do everything that it's supposed to. And you can see that if I go to the soil composition needs plowing. Let's see. Let's turn off the weeds because that's not showing. And of course, I find the one field that doesn't need plowing. Anyways, it takes care of the plowing state. It does. So we already know that this requires, I think, 360 horsepower. It's more than double what this tractor can handle. There should be no way I should drop this down into the ground and I should just sit there. I should just sit there and nothing happens whatsoever. But what's going to happen? I pull out here. Not only does it drop down, not only does it work, 12 miles an hour, and I've got 130 horses. That's it. That's it. So if you want, you can utilize this in so many different ways, and you're able to make a nice, clean pass and not having to worry about the chisel back going off in any other directions that you don't intend it to go, having to sit there and rearrange. That's an awesome mod. Love this one and was so happy when this first came to FS25. Still am happy to this day. The Teagle Tomahawk C120. And this is the Teagle Tomahawk C120, and the reason why I think this is a mod that is worth an honorable mention is because it does so much for just a small little unit. First off, where can we find this? Well, we can find it here under the buy menu, under the straw blower category in animals. You can see it's right here, the Teagle Tomahawk C120. Now it requires 180 horsepower, and basically this is what you get. But you can put in things like straw, corn, wheat, and barley. Those are the ones that you can put in. But if you take a look, I'll show it here in a little while, you can actually do a bit more. But so why is this so amazing, y'all? I mean, yeah, it can take bales and it can make the bales loose. Specifically straw bales, it can make those loose. So if we pull up here and if I drop that in, check it out. Just dumps in and does its thing. Okay, it's pretty straightforward, not a big deal. Oh boy, wow, really? This is worth the top 5? Oh, it's worth the top 5. Now watch. If we go over to the field we just created right over here, if I can get there without destroying anything, I'll just show you just a real quick basic thing. We output, oh wow, it made loose straw. Woo, woo, yeah. Oh no, this thing does so much more. So much more. Check this out. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Now, let's run across the street right over by the kind of starting farm area. Not even kind of, it is the starting farm area. If I can get right over there, I've got a little demonstration kind of set up for this. So tucked away over here, I've got 1, 2, 3 Teagles. Now, we come over here to this one. This Teagle is filled with wheat. That's right, you can see. Bottom right-hand corner there. Wheat, 9,926 liters. Now, what's funny is, and one thing to kind of note, this has a capacity of roughly 5,000 liters. There's a reason why I use the word roughly, is because it goes over. I I've yet to try to get to a bale limit or a size limit as to what this thing can handle. I just know that it can do more than 100%, which caps at about 5,000. But again, what makes this so special? Well, we've got wheat here. We're dumping out, we're dumping out, we're dumping out. Let's turn that off right there. Well, gee, that doesn't look like wheat. What is that? It's a mystery. Well, let's go ahead. Get our little bucket. Look at that. We made straw. We can quickly convert we can quickly convert our wheat into a new product. Well, what do we have here? What's in this one? Well, this is just loose straw, just like we had before. So you can put it in as loose, you can put it in as baled. So again, we turn it on, pop it out. It's still straw. Not a big deal. So we got straw, we got straw, we got more straw across the street. Whoop-de-doo. This one, on the other hand, this is where the real magic starts. We hop in, 6,340 liters of corn. Now, pop this out. Wait a minute. What is that? It's green. Wow, that's something. That's something to take note of. Check it out. Well, let's grab our bucket. That's right. We just made pig feed. You take corn and put it into this, and you dump it out on the floor, or dump it wherever, really. You got yourself some pig feed. So if you want a huge, huge conversion of a product that is worth not a whole lot of money, and then can sell it at a sell-all station, let's do this. Just for fun. Let's take a sell point. There we go. This is the sell-all sell point. We'll put that right there. Alright, now you can see we can dump corn. We don't want to dump corn, because if I pull up here and I start to unload, look at that. We're dumping it, and we are getting the payout for pig feed. Look at that. $10,000 for just a little bit of corn. We dump the rest of this out. A little over 1,000 liters. What do we get paid? 1,000 liters for almost 7,000. Over 1,000 liters for $7,000. That's a huge, huge increase. And that right there is the reason why the Teagle is on this list. Snufflestuck by MTL Modding Team. And this is the Snufflestuck. And this thing is a dolly. It's a dolly. But it's more than just a dolly. Check it out. So not only has a really long neck that kind of keeps it tucked out of the way, but it has this. It has a 3-point link and a PTO system, so you can hook your items up to this on the back. Now what this is mainly used for is to be able to tow certain things. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Well, what do I mean by that? Let me show you. We need a few things though. Let's go. Actually, first, let me show you where you can find this. So here under the miscellaneous category, under miscellaneous, go down and you'll see the Snufflestuck right here. And with so many options, you can get a long frame or a short frame, different colors, tires, the whole shebang. I mean, it's pretty, I don't want to say basic, but this thing is awesome. It's awesome. But what do we need for this? Well, First off, we need a harvester, but we need probably a good-sized harvester. Let's go ahead and get the case here, because why not? Let's also get something to go with the case. I'm thinking like a harvester header. That'd be fine. And lastly, let's also get something like... Oops, I went too far. Let's get this. Let's get a baler. How about... no, not that baler. No. We just want a simple baler. Yeah, let's get the crone. Let's get the big square crone baler. Why not? All right, so we got all that. So first things first. Oof. We need to hook up everything. Hope I have enough space to do all this. All right. So now it's connected to the back of the harvester. Oh, and if I can a little bit more carefully. Look at that. Now we're ready for the magic to happen. Let's go ahead, unfold, do that, do this, unfold this. All right, now what we want to do is we want to turn on the baler. Baler is activated, and one of these, there we go. Now check this out. Pull right on through. Oops. We are spraying. We don't want to spray. We want to drop. And look at that. We are collecting straw right after harvesting it. Right after harvesting our product here, we are just ripping it up and we're just doing what we can. That's amazing. That is incredible. And I'm just continuing on for no reason. But the best part is if we do this, that baler follows pretty well. Just kind of hangs out there and just does its thing. It's gonna miss. It's not gonna be great, but you can get the short neck of the Snufflestuck, and you can mitigate that. Or you can get a different baler that's gonna have a wider pickup, whatever the case may be. But you have the ability to be able to pick up and harvest in one single pass. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing, and this is exactly why this deserves to be on this list. Number 5, Devour Trees by Raleigh Christie 1 VSR Modding Sir. And this is Devour Trees. This thing is a game changer. I absolutely love this mod. This thing makes forestry so much easier. It's so ridiculous. Now, for us on console players, we don't have too much in the way of options when it comes to what we can do with trees other than just interacting with them normally. But if you're not a huge fan of doing forestry, but you want to clear out the space in order to build a farm, make a field, whatever the case may be, this is a very good alternative, because normally what happens is if you get a stump grinder or something like that, you just grind the tree away and it's gone. There's nothing out of it. But as you can see, this has a giant pipe. This pipe is used to get something out of your trees, at least a little bit. So that is an amazing thing. So first things first, let's go ahead and just grab us a tractor. We're going to get us this little golden orange here, a little Valtra. And we're also going to need a trailer. So let's go ahead and just use this little crampy here. Why not? Doesn't have to be huge. So we throw this thing on the front. We unfold the pipe. And now magic can happen. But where can I find this mod? Well, first things first, we go under our forestry section. Nope, that's keep going down. There we go. And under mulchers, you'll see it here, Devour Trees. It has a capacity. You can either have a 50,000 liter capacity or no capacity, or you can have a real or unreal. The real, now here's the thing. If you have the capacity, that means that it will discharge wood chips. So if you want wood chips as a byproduct from you cutting down trees, then have a capacity. If you have no capacity, it's not going to give you wood chips. Right now, in this configuration, this is a stump grinder. It's still a stump grinder here. But you throw on this pipe, or this capacity and pipe, you not only have a stump grinder, but you also have the remnants that is left after you grind the stump. Now, you can use it in either one of these configurations with the capacity at 50,000. It will still put into a trailer wood chips. It's just one's going to be kind of phantomly thrown in there, and the other one's going to be actually, like, you're going to be able to see the animation. So to kind of illustrate that, that's why I got this one here. But all you do is now turn this on, drop it down, run into a tree. Bam. Deleted the tree, and now I have 11,000 liters of wood chips. 11,000 liters. If I would have just taken any other stump grinder to this, nothing would have happened. It would have been gone. So the fact that I can get something out of my trees and still be able to just keep rock and rolling, and like I said, as we hit these, we just kind of bump into them. Now these one trees where it's kind of like all the individual like limbs and stuff, they do kind of become a pain because of how they just fall, but look at that. Quick little cleanup, not a big deal. Again, you just pick it up and drop it right on top of it, and stump is gone. And because we have that capacity, even though the trailer is 100% full, it's 100% full, we're still gaining capacity from that 50,000 liter pipe. So you can see I come over here, bam, run into this one, and now we have 24,000 liters between what's being held in the machine and what's being held in the trailer. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. So you look at that. We got rid of 3 trees in total, different styles of trees, and it took me all of 2 seconds. Now we'll get rid of some more, because why not? I mean, it's just absolutely fantastic. If you want to make some short work of trees and just rip right through a whole section, this is what you're looking for. Number 4, the Bednar Batwing by Gaming Joy. And this is the Bednar Batwing, and this thing is incredible. Holy smokes. This is the Swiss Army knife of mulchers. Wow. I mean, I even think that that is an understatement. I'm going to go ahead and get right to showing this off because wow, wow, wow. So first things first, let's get us a tractor. Let's go ahead and do, let's get the Puma. Why not? All right, we got the Puma. Let's go ahead and hook up to this. And first things first, I'm going to go ahead and buy me a grass field, and I'm going to start showing off some of the bells and whistles. But I will meet you down there momentarily. So we're pulling up here to the grass field. So first things first, gonna open up the Batwing. And we're just gonna drop this down and turn it on. Well, look at that. It looks like it's just a normal mower. Huh. Well, BDD, you said this is a Swiss Army knives and mowers. What's going on here? Oh, just check this out. If you press the right bumper, and you see all the way down to the bottom left-hand corner, or top left-hand corner, on the bottom rung there is mode, and it says mower. Well, if you click on your left trigger or your left thumbstick, go ahead and brush hog, swathing mower, mulcher, stump grinder, destroyer. Holy smokes, that's right. We've got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. So check this out. So I own this field. You can tell that by the number there, 92, that I'm in. But the way that this mower works, it's pretty interesting. I turn this back on under the mower setting. Nope, that's not what I want. Brush hog setting. Well, nothing's different until you get out to here. Check it out. It's deleting the shrubs right there along the side. Now if I turn this back to mower, well, check it out. I'm not destroying the shrubs. Brush hog, destroying the shrubs. That is a cool little feature. Now we can engage swath mode, so swathing mower, and check it out. We're dropping a swath directly in the middle. All that loose material is now being dropped right in the middle. Now mulcher, check this out. This is now working as a normal mulcher. It's not dropping anything, but it's getting it down to that mulched base state. And you can tell that by going into this area here and check it out. See how this is purple now? It's because it's been mulched. I mean, how awesome is that? And then lastly, stump grinder. Stump grinder, that is a very interesting mode because if you go up to a tree that you have actually ground down. Now, I only just discovered this. I don't know if this is how it's intended to be used, but if you back up to a tree in stump grinder, oh, and I'm right on the map wall. So let me go find something else. You know what? We're going to go off in this direction. Let's raise this back up. Okay. Now I found that if you back this up and hit a tree right in the middle while this is turned on, whether it's on your property or not. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong mode. So stump grinder will work on property that you do own, but destroyer though. Oh, and is this going to make me a liar all of a sudden? Ah, there we go. Deleted. How cool is that? That's right. You can sit there and just take out trees on any property that you have, on any one on the map. Now, if we own the field, if we go up to it, actually, yeah, you can see we're dropped down. We're on property that's not ours, but we're also taking out that grass, that kind of base state grass that's on the map, and it's just deleting. All it's doing is deleting. Same thing, if we go over here, it's now deleting. It's just getting it down to a bare state, and it's even deleting the stuff that we had mowed already. So I mean, just this is a really awesome mower, and it's got so many tricks up its sleeve that really can be useful. Now, the one thing that is also incredibly handy with this particular mower and I'll be able to demonstrate it very well here on this bridge here. If I come over here, look at this. Come over the bridge. Oops. There it goes. See how much articulation is in that specific mulcher, that mower? Look at all that. That is going to hug the ground regardless of the terrain. And if we go over here, we drive right in the middle of this creek, you'll be able to really see how this thing flexes and moves. This thing will stay right up on the ground, and because I'm in destroyer mode, it is destroying everything. How cool is this? Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. But this is only the 4th spot. We've got 3 more spots to go. Oh, also, I think I forgot to show where you can find the Bednar Batwing. If you go under the menu here and you scroll down to mowers, you will find it here, the Bednar Batwing MM8000. And yeah, you can put on the trash fan. That's all fine. Do some colors, do some different wheels. Yeah, I mean, again, 100% love this mod. It's a fantastic, fantastic mod. Swiss Army knives of mowers. Number 3, the Lizard Agriflex SPB by BB Mods. And here we have the Lizard Agriflex SPB, and this thing is incredible. This just looks like the Vermeer baler, the self-propelled one. And you can see, you're probably right. You're probably right. There we go. The Vermeer ZR5 1200. This is basically this mod, with the exception of it having a little party trick. Not even that little. This is a huge party trick. And one thing that I will show you is it's under the round baler category. So baling round balers, go down and you'll see the Lizard Agriflex SPB. And you get tires, you get decals, you get, tinting, a 3-point link. That's right, check that out. 3-point link that you can add to the front, which means you can put on a front deck mower on this thing, and now you have your own self-contained mower baler system. This thing is basically this. The Raberry, except not a loose version of it. This is a actual baling version of that mod. I love this mod. I absolutely love it. Not only that, but you can also add silage tanks, so you can get the little silage bonus if you're making silage. I mean, this is incredible. This is an awesome, awesome mod. But there's one more thing that this thing can do that is really nice. Is really, really nice. You look at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen there. Underneath round bale net, it says pre-chamber round bale. That's right. This thing has a pre-chamber in it, meaning that as you are collecting material in it, it first goes into a stage 1 chamber, and then as you continue to collect, it eventually moves into the second chamber. So when you have your automatic bale drop turned on, that means that you can start picking up and you don't have to stop. And look at that, 13-mile-an-hour pickup as we're slamming home all this straw, bam, just like that. And look how easy this thing turns. Like nothing. Slams it into the second chamber. We continue to make our bale. And watch this. As we continue to approach and get closer and closer to that 100% mark, this is where the magic starts. We're going to slam that in. Make the rest of this bale, and we don't have to stop. Look at that. It fills up the pre-chamber next, and we're good to go. We just keep on trucking like nothing ever happened. How cool is that? So not only does this thing have the features of the 3-point link that you can see up front, so it's kind of this own self-sustained mower system, mower, baler, the whole 9 yards, but at the same time, it also is very much like the quick baler, to where it's able to pop out a bale on the fly in a round bale form, and you don't have to stop. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. This mod is an absolute game changer in my opinion, because any time that we can save time is going to be a huge, huge improvement. Every single time we can save time, it's going to be a big improvement. So, yeah, this one's number 3, but there's definitely some good ones still ahead. Number 2, Lizard Forge Pickup by Fluffy Mods. This is the Lizard Forge Pickup, and this mod, wow, wow, wow. This thing will do so much that it will make your head spin. Alright, so get this. This mod will pick up all your products, all of them, off the ground. I know that doesn't sound like much, but imagine having a forage wagon anywhere. Yeah, I mean that, anywhere. You can pick up product from a field that you do not own. That is how awesome this mod is. And it's any product. You've got a pile of stones out in the middle of your yard across the street over there. Well, guess what? You can pick them up with this mod. You've got sugar beets piled up somewhere. You can pick them up. You got anything lying on the ground loose, you can pick it up with this. And it's a huge, huge pickup rate. Now, let's go ahead and get a couple of things. First thing, first things first, let me show you where you can get it. Under your miscellaneous and belt systems, scroll down here and you'll see Forage Pickup right there. And look at all those product types that it'll pick up. It picks up everything that is a loose base product off the ground. It is incredible. So all you can do is paint it. I mean, so it's not anything special inside the mod per se. The mod is what's special. Let's go ahead and get this. And we're also going to need a trailer. So let's go ahead and get another crampy, because why not? You know what? No. Let's get a farm tech. There we go. Close enough. Alright, so first things first, let's get turned around. Alright, so we pop out the pipe. Whoops. There we go. Alright, now if I come across the street, let's do this. Let's get, I don't know, let's get something interesting. Let's get... you know what? Let's get stones. I mentioned stones earlier, so why not? We're going to dump it right here. Dump all 8,000 liters. There we go. So now, drop this down, spin around to it, and then wham. Look at that. Look at that. We pick it all up, lickety split, no problem whatsoever. And there we go. We've got everything loaded back in, and if we so choose, you just dump it out and we're good. I mean, how awesome is that? Again, we could go pick up all that straw that's all on the field right there and have no problem with it whatsoever. Be able to pick it up, load it into the trailer, and be done with it. So if you want loose product, and you can use this just like a forage wagon, you can use this as your shovel, your bucket for a front end loader. I mean, this thing will replace so many tools. And again, it doesn't matter where you use this. You can pick it up off of any location whatsoever. So let's say you're doing a stone breaking contract. One of these, let's see, do I have it here? Yeah, not stone picking. I don't have one. Of course I don't have one. But it's the stone breaking, where you go up to with the little skid steer and you hit it with the jackhammer until it explodes and gives you some rocks on the floor. Well, you can use this to go collect those rocks. Don't let the freebies go. You now have something to pick it up regardless of where it's located on the map. And yeah, that's why this one's number 2, but we still have one more to go. Number 1, Lizard Colossus Pack by Chris S. and Riley S. And this is not the Lizard Colossus Pack. This is a cow. But what is the Lizard Colossus Pack? Well, it is a giant pack that is so incredibly powerful. So incredibly powerful that I could not get it all here right in one screen. So what I decided to do is kind of change this up and just show it off inside the menus, because really at the end of the day I will just describe what this is, and it is a slice of heaven, especially for somebody like me who is a YouTuber who looks for ways to kind of be creative in the background to help out, move the story along. Now, this is going to be found in multiple different areas. So probably the easiest way to find it is to go into your mods and DLCs tab, and then here under the Lizard Colossus pack. And this will get you everything that's available for this pack. Now, first things first, the Colossus 8000 Root Harvester. This will not only collect all of the base game root crops, but it'll also do your peas, your spinach, and your green beans. That right there is a huge one. And the reason why this is so huge is because we know how painful it can be to do potatoes, sugar beets, carrots, parsnips, and red beets. It can be a huge pain, and it takes hours upon hours upon hours and dozens upon dozens of different loads. But this thing is incredible. The Root Harvester, if we take a look, has different capacities. So we can do our standard capacity, which is 45,000 liters, or 250,000 liters, 500,000 liters, 1,000,000 liters, 2.5 million liters. How incredible is that? So you have now the capacity of everything. You have all the capacities. It is incredible right here. So you're able to just work and work and work and work, and you don't have to stop. You also have different speeds as well as horsepower configurations. You have up to 3,500 horsepower and 150 miles an hour. This thing will scream across the map. And then you got your tires, you got designs where you can put on camouflage. It's just a little kind of feature, some beacons, some tint, and some colors. All fine and dandy. But you pair this with one of these and you are talking a whole new ball game. This is our standard sugar beet header. Just standard. 4 meters wide. Does sugar beet at 10 miles an hour. Okay, fine. Again, if you have the 2.5 million liter capacity, this is just going to chug away all day, all night. It's going to just sit there and go and go and go. But the sugar beet unrealistic. Well, why is it unrealistic? Well, number one, it's still 4 meters, but 90 mile an hour working width. So if you got the horsepower tuned one here, where it's 3,500 or 100 horsepower, you can go up to 90 miles an hour with this header. That's insane. Now, you're going to see here some kind of repeating stuff, so I'm just going to go into more depth on these ones here, and I'll kind of repeat, give the highlights for the next ones. But click into this. Well, this one has a working width. This one did not. This one's just a standard header. You can pick your design or you can pick colors. That's it. This one has one additional thing. It gives you a working width. So you can do your standard 4 meters. You can do a 10 meter. You can do a 20 meter. You can do a 50 meter harvest width. That is incredible. So 2.5 million liters plus a 50 meter unrealistic capacity or unrealistic working width is incredible. And then you can also put in crop guides, which are just, imaginary markers that you can see to let you know how far out the header is going to harvest. But the only problem I have with this is that it's on all the time. So if you turn this on, it's just going to be on constantly. So it's kind of a nuisance in my opinion. I tend to leave it off, but I do love it. I do love it. And you do the same thing with these ones here. The potato header, normal and unrealistic. The only differences between these are working speed and working width. And then lastly, the rest of your root crops, as well as your peas, your spinach, and your green beans. And a header trailer for all those said headers. But then you get this, you get a regular grain harvester as well. So you get the same kind of options. You get capacity, you get engines, the whole 9 yards. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. And then you get the header for this. So you get all your standard grain crops that you can do here, both in a standard and unrealistic version. That is awesome. And you get a rice header as well. So you get these kind of little, variations. And then you get a corn and sunflower header as well. Same thing, real and unrealistic speeds and working widths. Amazing, absolutely amazing, as well as a header trailer. But we're not done. We still have the forage harvester to look into, which will take grass, wood chips, cotton, chaff, straw, sugarcane, and will also do your silage additive. And again, you get a discharge speed of fast and standard. That's it. So you can see the capacity of this is 10,060 liters. But if you have a fast discharge, look at that, 200,000 liter capacity. So this has a internal storage. So if you're just slamming it full, you're not going to delete or overwrite the product that's in it. It'll actually store it and spit it out once you come up to its capacity. Again, engine speeds, pipe length, all that kind of stuff is fine and dandy. That's awesome. But then you have these, so you can actually rip down your normal base game stuff, your corn specifically, so you can make your chaff, the whole 9 yards. That's fantastic. You have an unrealistic one here where you're able to do your chaff again, but just with a different working width. So that really works out very nicely. You can rip through a big field very, very quickly with this. But then you also have a cotton header. So you can do cotton with this particular one. Now, one thing I don't see is poplars, because normally when this says, you got the wood chips there, a poplar header is somewhere in the mix. Oh, there it is. I'm jumping the gun. We also have our mower here. We got our mower, so standard and unrealistic, and again, working with 50 meters. Wow. Now we have our poplar header, both are normal and unrealistic, and we have a sugarcane header, unrealistic. That's awesome. That is awesome. We also have a normal mower for our tractors here, where you can have just standard or camouflage. This is just a standard mower, and then you have an unrealistic mower with up to 50 meter working width. You have a baler. That's right, a baler. Standard baler as well as a working width differential. How awesome is that? You'd be able to rip up a whole field of bales in no time at all. But you have wrappings. You have the wrappings. Look at this. This is just normal wrapper versus the lightning fast unrealistic wrapper. This thing is insane. You get too close to another bale with this, you're going rocketing across the map, because that's how fast this thing is spinning. We got a trailer with a 5 million liter capacity. We also have a root cart with a 5 million liter capacity, and then forage wagons. Forage wagons. Look at this. Normal 4,500 liter capacity. Oh well, kind of boring, but unrealistic 50 million liters. I'm sorry, 50 meter working width. And do you get a different capacity on this one? Oh, there it is. Capacity. 5 million liters. Booyah. Booyah. Love it. This pack is huge. It is an absolute game changer in every sense of the word. And this thing is incredible for those who don't want to necessarily play realistic, or you want to play realistic-esque. Now, what I mean by that is You can have a harvester here with 45,000 liters capacity. That's all fine and dandy because that's normal. And you can use it for your sugar beets or your potatoes at normal 10-mile-an-hour working speeds, slightly elevated than base harvesters. Okay, roughly around the same. So you can kind of do semi-realistic. You can even do all the new vegetables that you can get from the ground as well. The root crops as well as the new veggies that we got here on base game. All that's fine, but you can do it with a 10-mile-an-hour working speed and a standard capacity. So if you just want something that's going to do the job and just do it right and is going to have like no issues whatsoever, especially when you're talking about the newer root crops here, the carrots, parsnips, and red beets, where you have to use those the tandem kind of harvesting systems, where you got the 4-billet harvester, and then you got to drive alongside of it as the AI workers kind of doing their thing. Yeah, it is an absolute nightmare, and that is a huge, big alternative to be able to do it and to do it very, very easily and quickly. So, yeah, that's it. That is my top 5 mods so far. I think we are very, very lucky to be only a few months in and have all these amazing mods. And I cannot wait to see what the modding community has in store for us going forward. We've gotten some incredible stuff so far, and I think that we're going to be just swimming in awesome mods coming up here in the not too distant future. The modders are working their rear ends off trying to make it to where we have all the latest and greatest. And I just want to give a huge, huge shout out to all the modding community out there for Farming Simulator 25. You all are doing such a fantastic job. Thank you all so very, very much. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have any of this stuff. We wouldn't have the Lizard Colossus. We wouldn't have the Forage pickup, the Agriflex, the Batwing, the Devour. We wouldn't have any of this stuff. So thank you all so very, very much for all the hard work that you put in and all the effort that you go through in order to get it out to all platforms. So all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this top 5 list of mods. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. It shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.